Recording's now started, thank you.
Okay. So, hello everyone. Thank you for joining us today for our MSc Business Analytics webinar. I'll just start by introducing myself. So my name is Unnam Basit Isa, and I am the MSc Program Director. I am also an Associate Professor of Strategy and Entrepreneurship at the Norwich Business School. Our hallmark is providing real world impact through the creation and application of business and management excellence in teaching and research. So today's session is basically going to give you an overview of the University of East Anglia and Norwich Business School in particular. And we will explain to you why Norwich Business School is an ideal place for your next educational endeavor. We will take a look at our MSc Business Analytics program. We will explore some of the core modules that are taught in this program, the delivery method, and we will also take time to discuss with you some of the career and employability options that you may have if you decide to come study with us. And then there will also be an opportunity for you to ask questions, and myself and my colleagues will be able to respond to you. So Norwich Business School is a dual intensive university. This means that our emphasis is on research and teaching excellence so that our academic staff are able to use their research knowledge for teaching purposes, so they can give you up-to-date information about industry and all that you need to know to have a better career. We are also keen on responsible business priorities and sustainability. You know that in today's world, responsible business and sustainability is key to business practices. And we are really focused on providing state-of-the-art education in these areas. Because of this, we are ranked 14th in Research Excellence Framework. This means that our research is amongst the best in the country. And we are also amongst the top 30 universities in the UK, according to the Times or Sunday Times 2024. Our business schools has business partnerships, and these partnerships actually help us to deliver the curriculum that we have developed and to do it to world standard. So basically our role is or our aspiration is that our students will go out there and be the difference in the world. And some of our colleagues in the university tend to produce high impact research case studies. And this is really important to us. Regarding the Norwich Business School, we have over 17,000 students here at the University of East Anglia, and more than 10% of these students study at the Norwich Business School. This means that you have an opportunity to develop your network and make lifelong friendships here that often turn out to be very useful in your future careers. Our international community is an environment where you can build connections and develop friendships across different cultural boundaries. We are also committed to academic achievement and developing future managerial excellence and instilling confidence in our students. Our students come here, and when they leave us graduates prepared to face real world challenges and make a difference wherever they find themselves. Our university is located in Norwich, and I would like to say that Norwich is a safe, historical town and it's a beautiful, perfectly sized city. I enjoy living in this city because it is a very peaceful place to live. If you are looking at an environment that can support your studies, just about 1 hour, 40 minutes away from London, I think Norwich is the best place you can live and study, which also offers tremendous opportunities for your career development. This is what our campus looks like. It is green and it's also beautiful with lots of nature, as you can see. Now, the next step is your postgraduate studies at Norwich Business School. Now, I want to quickly talk about the MSc Business Analytics, which is designed to start in January to December 2025. So the MSc Analytics, Business Analytics course is a 12-month full-time course. And the purpose for which this program was developed is to address the digital skills gap identified by businesses, governments, and other non-governmental organizations. Why is this the case? Because these organizations tend to have access to a lot of data. And as you know, the quantity of data that we have is only going to increase. Organizations create data and they have access to large amounts of data. In our view, these are resources that organizations can leverage on for success. So our goal or the purpose for which this course was designed is to address the digital gaps in these areas so that we will be able to equip our students with the skills needed to utilize this data for the benefit of their organizations. So the module includes, so if you are going to join us in January. So you start your semester by undertaking our 3 modules of 20 credits, which are actually compulsory. So you will take modules like data analytics for business, artificial intelligence for business, and you would all agree with me that AI has become the talk of the day. And it is important that future graduates have a better understanding and a working knowledge of how to apply this to their organizations and businesses and to stand out in the job market. You will also learn about strategic cybersecurity for business. Then, in the 3rd semester, which starts from July, you will also be undertaking 3 modules of 20 credits each, which are advanced topics in business analytics. You will also be introduced to digital business. And of course, you will also learn about business leadership and change management. Then in the 1st semester, which is from September to December, we have recently developed a new module, which is the Business Analytics project. This is a 1 module of 60 credits. And I'm sure my colleague will give you more details about this. So in terms of requirements, we welcome applications from students whose first language is not English. So if you were wondering whether you will be able to apply to our programs because you are not from a country where English is the first language, you have no problem at all. We welcome your applications. All you need to have is a bachelor's degree with 2.2, or if you like a second class lower division in this case, some countries, or equivalent in any subject area. And I would like to quickly mention that the course leader or the program coordinator for this is my colleague, Dr. Adrian Benfeld, who will be talking to you shortly. Now, in terms of our business analytics project, what is this about? It's an opportunity for you to solve real world business problems. And this particular model is positioned as a placement, internship, or consultancy. So this means that you are going to get an opportunity to work or to solve a real business problem, or you are going to get an opportunity to deal with a business that gives you a problem that you can fix and be proud of yourself, or be proud of your ability to fix real world problems or to provide solutions or be business analytics solutions to real world business problems. It is also delivered as a business plan. So at the end of the day, you are going to submit a business plan or a presentation or a report for assessment. What does this mean? It means that you are able to make real world impact and to be able to solve real world problems that helps you stand out. And some of the organizations you can work with include the NHS, logistics organization, the Norwich Research Park, and other entrepreneurial startups that are within the region. It is important to note that Norwich Business School works with businesses or local businesses and very important brands within the East Anglia area. And these organizations and businesses love working with our students. Also, we have the Enterprise Center right here on campus where we have over 200 startups trialing their ideas to see if they can take these products to the market. So you will have an opportunity to deal with real life or real organizational problems and to provide solutions to these problems. I'm sure most of you are wondering whether we offer scholarships to our prospective students. I invite you to go to our scholarship finder. There you will be able to search based on your region or nationality, and you can find specific offerings that the university is making for you. An example is if you were to search our MSc Business Analytics program, or if you were to search those joining us in January, you would realize that for the January intake, we have the International Early Payment Awards. That is, if you were to start from January to February, which you can get up to 1,000. We also have the Postgraduate Merit Scholarship, which can give you a rebate up to about £5,000. In terms of information, should you like to contact us for more information about this, you can write to me as the MSc Program Director. You can also contact my colleague Emma Van Harin, who is the MSc Student Experience Officer. So her role is really to ensure that when you come to Norwich, you will have the best experience that you carry with you for the rest of your life. She organizes programs and activities that keeps you active and busy and helps you to enjoy your life in Norwich. And I'm sure you would get to meet her if you eventually come here. And I promise you that you would love some of the programs she organizes. And also, Dr. Lucille Curtis is our Director of Admissions, Marketing and Recruitment. And she's also an Associate Professor of Marketing here at the Norwich Business School. Should you want to find out more about our offerings, our programs, or our business analytics program, you can write to any of us and we will be ready to respond to all your questions. So you can connect with us, our Twitter handle, our Facebook, and our LinkedIn handle. And you can also write to our admissions team at the address or the email displayed over here. And most importantly, you can chat live with our current students and academics. So if you were to follow the link provided, the URL provided here, you can simply select and talk to some of our students and academics who will give you more information and answer your questions regarding any topic that you would like to know about. I would like to thank you for attending and thank you for listening to me. I think I will hand you over to my colleague, Dr. Adrian Benfeld, who will give you more information about the business analytics program as he is the module coordinator. Thank you.
Right, thanks, Basit, for a fantastic overview. It's good to see some photos of the UEA, as always. Right, so I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to go through the course with you. Just double check with Basit, can you see my screen okay before I progress? Yeah, can everybody see my screen?
Yes, I can see it, yeah.
Brilliant, thank you, just to make sure.
Yeah.
Right, so Basit gave a fantastic overview. What I will do is go into more detail about the course itself. I will then relate back to what Basit said also a little bit earlier with you. Hopefully I can do this within about 20 minutes or so, and then there'll be time for questions at the end and we'll answer as many of those as we can. Okay, so let's move on. So I'll introduce myself in a moment, but first of all, I want to give you the bit of structure of the presentation so you know where we're heading. So the first one, I'm going to go through the rationale that supports the MSc in Business Analytics. It will give you a bit of a flavour of how this course differentiates from many others that you might be looking at, so you know what its key emphasis is. I will go on and give you a bit of an overview of the course anyway, and we'll talk about the structure, the type of learning that you're going to come across, the kind of assessments that you might encounter, and what kind of jobs you might get towards the end. And as I'm going through the course, I'm going to present those key elements that I think make this course a great one. And if you choose to come to UEA, it would be a fantastic experience for you. And then hopefully towards the end, we can have plenty of time for any questions that you might have. Right, so let's move on. So this is me. I'm Adrian Benfeld. I'm the course leader for the program itself, and I'm Associate Professor in Digital Business. And I'm the one that looks after the program. And in looking after the program itself, or the course, I will also be looking after you should you apply to the UEA. So I will become your tutor, and it's my job to make sure that you get through to the end, pass all your modules, and you go on and get those jobs, those careers that you're really after. You can see my email address there, so should you have any questions after this presentation, you can email me. That's absolutely fine, with questions about the course. Okay, and there's a photo of me with a slightly different pair of glasses, but that's me anyway. So I'm your course leader. So what about the course itself? Why did we design it in a particular way, and what makes it different from others in the market? The first one is that I think this is a primary one myself, is that many companies, we can call them businesses or organizations, they're going through what we might call digitalization, digital transformation, and sitting right at the heart of that is something we call quite simply data. And it's that data element that we really want to pick up on and really be able to help businesses worldwide, okay, go through that digital transformation. It's no different in the UK as it is anywhere else. From my experience in working with companies, they struggle. They're finding it difficult to get the expertise that they want to be able to understand their data and to help them make better decisions. So that's really the sort of the primary emphasis of the course anyway. So what we did as a team, and I'll talk a little bit about the team a little bit later, is take that idea about the centrality of data and build a course from it. And that's really what you might choose to apply to after this presentation. So we're going to teach you as a team many different analytics and digital technologies that will then go into transforming businesses. So that's its primary emphasis. And again, like I said, thinking about data itself. One of the things that we do emphasize quite strongly on the program, and this is quite something important you need to consider, is that we're going to teach you to become a manager of data. Okay, we want you to go into roles where you're going to take on data, you're going to understand exactly what the data is telling you, but you might end up managing teams of people. So we have that in the program. So again, one of the outcomes that we're particularly keen about in terms of employability is that once you do graduate, is that you can go into those roles once you've built up a little bit of experience, that you can head up teams and go into those consultancy kind of environments and make those changes. So that's one of the key, or another key element about the course itself. So not only are you going to be taught how to do analytics and understand data, but you're also going to be taught how to manage those things so that once you do go out into a job, you can really take those initiatives on and really lead the way in how businesses should evolve through that digital transformation. And so what we're looking at really is how you take that data and you create business value. So many businesses, and it's not just the UK, but like I said, it's completely worldwide, they don't really know how to handle their data and what value that it has. So we've got to work out ways and how we can extract that data, how we can clean it up, transform that data and get some value out of it to help us or these businesses make better decisions. So that's one of the key emphases, if you like, of the course itself. In doing so, as you're going through the course, you're going to go through some very key modules which have been carefully selected and designed so that you are up to date, and it will carry you in good stead, in good experience, that once you do graduate, you've got years ahead of you as in your working life, in your career, that will help you along in that regard. So Bassett picked up on artificial intelligence, for example. So we've built into the course how to use artificial intelligence in business analytics. And that's very unique. That's a very brand new area. So the team of people that are going to teach you that will teach you about machine learning, for example, about generative AI, for example, as well, and how we've added that into the program and how we can use that in a business analytics framework. There's also other things as well. We've mentioned cybersecurity because cybersecurity is an incredibly important area. Much of it is now data orientated, and we've got some expertise and other experts that come in from outside the university will teach you about cybersecurity and how to manage that data to identify any threats and risks and everything else that goes with the business, and also about ethical data handling. So that goes into that particular module, for example. But you're also going to get understanding about other areas of a business, how businesses are digitally transformed with different technologies like customer relationship management, enterprise resource planning, social media, all these different kind of digital platforms, and how we can collate that data from those particular areas. So In a little bit of a nutshell for this particular slide, the main theme is really about business analytics, how we collect that data, but also with an emphasis on machine learning techniques, artificial intelligence, everything that's going to keep you in good prospects once you graduate from the course. So we've built all that into the program for you for your January start. Okay, so what kind of technologies are you going to study? There's the typical ones, and if you can see this on the screen quite clearly, I'm just going to draw a line around a few of them as I'm talking. So, for example, if you look over here, there's a bit of a line there. Okay, data structures and data sets, SQL, no SQL. It doesn't matter if you don't understand what these terms are, because these are all on the program, and we assume you know nothing at all about data. And we will teach you these basic elements to get you up and running with the course. We will also teach you something about data governance or data management and governance, particularly about with a cybersecurity module, how to manage that data safely and keep other people safe when you're working with their data. But I think probably some of the key areas that you might be specifically interested in is the tools or the tool sets that we do teach. So we do teach R, and this is a scripting language. Again, we assume you know nothing at all about R. Okay, so we start you from the very basics, and we will build up from that, and we will get you into understanding R as you're going through the course itself. You'll also be taught Microsoft Power BI. You'll also be taught MySQL, because SQL databases are key to business analytics. And you will be given access to something called Data Camp, which is a free resource for our students, where you can access lots of materials about business analytics. And what all of our current students do at the moment, they go on to Data Camp and they build up additional certificates, which are, those certificates are very, very good in the employment marketplace. So once you start to apply for jobs and you've built up these additional certificates as well as your MSc, it gives you that bit extra, if you like, a competitive edge once you're making out those applications. We also look at something called Microsoft Excel, which most of you are probably familiar with, as a key bit of technology in there. We will also introduce Python as a scripting language, again alongside R, as also using it as a scripting language, because out there in the real world, in the career place, you will need to have the understand these different tool sets. So you will, all these different technologies, if you like, this tool set is built into many of the modules that you're going to study. But one thing I want to emphasize, if you have no programming experience at all, we assume that, we understand that in particular, and we will build up your experience throughout the course. Just by way of an example, we have some psychology students on the program at the moment. They never did any programming or scripting at all, and they're all comfortably running with R and starting Python very soon, as they're now a third of the way through the course itself. So those are the key technologies as well. And if you look at this circle here, almost in the middle of the screen, towards the bottom over there, let me just move my mouse around. Oh, there it is. There's a tick there. That one there, okay, that's something called CRISP DM. And what that is it's a business process to business analytics, and that's taught as well in the course. So companies like IBM, Microsoft, Google, SAP, all these big companies, they tend to follow this CRISP framework for business analytics. So we teach it extensively within the modules that you're going to study should you come to the UEA. Great, so there's the Python programming language. Again, we will teach you how to script in that one as well, using some of the predefined libraries. So you're not really coding, you're scripting, you're writing some basic commands and then putting the data into something like Python, for example. And if you go and look, if you go to on different job websites, employment websites, you'll see these key technologies listed there as something you're going to need if you go into analytics of any kind, particularly business analytics. So about the course structure itself, and Bassett did a great job earlier giving you an outline of the modules that you'll study. These have been carefully selected for you and designed specifically for employability, and if you want to go on and do any kind of research. Let's say, for example, some of the more let's say adventurous ones might want to go on to do a PhD, for example. So in the first semester, you will do an introduction to business analytics. You will also do artificial intelligence, and you will do strategics of cyber security. And those are three key areas that we've identified within MBS as being very important to you. Once you've gone through that and you get into your second semester, you will then do advanced topics in business analytics, again building up your understanding of machine learning, artificial intelligence, and more descriptive and predictive analytics. And then you look at what makes up a digital business. And once you've got through that kind of understanding, there's a very good module there called business leadership and change management. And that's something that I mentioned earlier. The program is designed so that you can go into management roles, and that particular module there will teach you how to manage change in organizations or businesses as a result of doing business analytics. And we see that as absolutely vital to your success as in your careers. Okay. And then we've got the business analytics project, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in detail on the next slide. And Bassett did talk about that briefly in his set of slides. So we refer to this as a capstone experience. So all the other modules carry 20 credits. This one carries 60 credits. It's something you'll study in your last semester only. And what you're able to do is take all the previous skills and experience and knowledge that you built up in the other modules and apply them into the business analytics project. And you'll be able to engage with different businesses who will provide you with data sets. You can go on site to these businesses. We have many local businesses that have already provided data sets for you should you choose to apply to the UEA. They're looking forward to working with students later on. And I've been working with those businesses as well as many others within my group. And we have those data sets for you, so you can use real life data that these businesses have. We've got manufacturing businesses, we have businesses that sell products, we have the NHS, the National Health Service, that's coming online and is looking to support this program as well with different data sets. So we've got a whole range of different businesses that are providing data sets that you can work with and form some relationships with these businesses. So they can be provided by different external providers, which we call businesses. We also might have different supervisors of projects that are looking at very particular research that also want to engage you as students should you apply to us, and you can work with those supervisors and work on their data. And if you've got any other data sets that you might be interested in that you've built up throughout your course that you want to do some more analysis on, you can also do that in the business analytics project. And in the business analytics project, you will be given a personal supervisor, and they will see you through that particular project. And it's a great way, it's a fantastic way of really developing and honing your business analytics skills. So that once you do graduate, you can write onto your CV that you've either worked with a particular company, you've analysed their data sets, you've made some recommendations, you've written a report for them, and they've been able to action that report according to your recommendations. So we've built that into the business analytics project for you. And inside that project, you will also be able to explore a little bit more about AI, machine learning, all these key techniques that, you know, out there in the world, you know, people are just waking up to the possibility of artificial intelligence. You're going to be there and you're going to know exactly how to take that on further should you go out into the workplace. And sort of underpinning all of that within the business analytics project, you'll be taught research methodology, different frameworks like CRISP, DM, SEMA, TDSP. These are all acronyms at the moment, but they're all used by many sort of major players like IBM and Microsoft and all these other, and Google Analytics as well. They're all used by these big companies. But they're used extensively within employment, and having that understanding is quite important for you. Okay, so let's move on to the next slide. Okay, so what about employability? And this is quite a good area, to think about what you want to do after your 12 months with us at the UEA. So the first one is the obvious one, the business analyst. That's the analytical or the analytics domain. Different companies will use slightly different titles as you're applying for different jobs. But generally speaking, that's quite a sort of a blanket term, business analytics or business analyst, but guaranteed in there that there will be sort of an analytics component or a very big analytics component in there. You've got something called a business intelligence analyst. That's more to do with customer data, marketing, getting external data in and seeing what companies can do with that to improve their marketing outlook. You can also work as a data scientist. So yes, the program is called Business Analytics, but also you are looking at some data science elements within the program itself. So if you want to go down that route of being an absolute data scientist, and maybe even going into writing and designing a few algorithms if you want to, you can go in as a data scientist. The term management consultant is about understanding how to transform businesses digital and how data forms a key component of that digital transformation. Again, you'll taught that on the program. If you want to go into cybersecurity and go into sort of more of a consultant role, particularly about the protection of data, again, you're taught that on the program, and it's reinforced throughout different modules. You can go in as a cybersecurity specialist. And again, you can go in as a market research analyst, where you might choose to go and collect data externally, understand all of that data, and then report those results to different businesses and maybe even sell that data on. So there's quite a few areas that you can go to with this particular course, and that's how we've designed it for you, should you come to us and go through our modules with us. So just to bring it round to a little bit of a summary there, it's a full 12-month program. It's a fantastic experience that you're going to get through the UEA. We've got many students on the program at the moment, what we might call a traditional, or like a starting point in October, and we're very much looking forward to having students again in January that we can work with, and we can work with these companies and get the if you choose to apply to us, we can line you up with these particular companies. The course addresses the digital skills gap, and that's something that Bassett mentioned a bit earlier. I've emphasised in my little presentation with you. You are going to be there at the forefront. We've designed this program to get you there. You're going to have a very dynamic set of skills at the end of the course. You're going to be able to apply them to different businesses, and you're going to be in demand. I can't really add any more than that. Quite simply, many of our previous students and now graduates of the course have now gone into some fantastic jobs within UK, or they've moved back home, or they've gone to other countries around the world, and they're doing some really good stuff out there, and they've got some very good careers, and they're accelerating rather quickly. I keep tabs on them through LinkedIn, and it's great to see how they're developing as individuals. Both the courses that we have, where you're going to meet different students, these courses target a wide range of previous experience or previous courses that you've been on in terms of computing, general business management, marketing, logistics. Anything that you have will be a great help from your previous experience in terms of your degree, and you can see all those ones on the course itself, the course website. If you've got a social science degree, economics, psychology, business and management, marketing, any social science discipline like maths, physics, computer science I've mentioned, these are all applicable as good pathways into this particular degree. and that's something that Bassett outlined with you a little bit earlier. What I want to say is great to be here today. Thank you for listening. We've got a whole suite of questions that have come through to us that have been pre-submitted, and Bassett and I, as we hoped, we're going to leave about 20 minutes towards the end so that we can answer those questions. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen now, and maybe we can have a look at those in a moment. So I'll invite Bassett back online. Okay, thank you for listening. Okay, Bassett, your mic is still muted.
Yeah, okay. My bad. Thank you very much, Adrian, for a wonderful presentation and clarity. So, to our audience, do you have any questions for us?
Well, we have some pre-submitted ones. So if you like, I can work through a few of those.
Please go ahead.
Yep. So there's some good ones in there. So I reviewed those a little bit earlier. I quite like this one. Do students that already have an MBA be eligible for this program? Yes, because in the course that's running at the moment, I've got 2 or 3 students that already did an MBA, so that's not a problem there. What else? Let's have a look. Prerequisites for the program. Bassett and I went through those in terms of prerequisites. We went through the courses that are applicable. Hopefully that's kind of answered. It's a very wide scope. You can always double check with that one that's on the website. What else? Let's have a look.
There's a question about whether the admission committee values the data science related online courses and projects done by the applicant.
We do. Any kind of experience that you might have, that's fantastic, because you can bring that into the course and add it to its wealth, if you like. And, you can contribute in many, many different ways. We're always open to that one and bringing that experience in. So that's a great thing. But again, if you don't have an experience, not a problem. If you've got some, fantastic. What else is there? This is quite an interesting question. Will business analytics be a scalable job in the next 2 decades or so? That's quite a challenging question because it's hard to predict what kind of technologies we're going to have in 20 years' time. But definitely what it will do is give you everything that I think will happen over quite an extended time frame and prepare you for any changes in technology. So I don't know what's going to happen in 20 years, but we're looking at technologies now that will keep you in good stead for that one in the future. What else? Yep, there's one. I want to improve my skills. That's what the course is designed to do, and you will improve. I think because many of the questions on there have been answered.
Have been covered, yeah.
Yeah, in the presentation itself.
Right.
So we can open up and see if there's any other questions posted in the chat.
There are a couple in the chat already.
Yep, let's have a look at those.
So my question is, how does the program at Norwich Business School differ from business analytics programs at other universities, Adrian?
Yep, that's quite a good question. And I think there's always one that's worthy to ask. The first point is that we've built in a lot of machine learning and AI, particularly for business analytics. That's quite new and upcoming. So that's one of the slight differences that you will find. The other one is in terms of the business analytics project. We're going to link you up with businesses. We think that's quite a unique thing. Some other universities might offer that, but we're already building that one up so that any applicants to us and anybody on our course can access those data sets. and work with these businesses. That's something that's quite unique, I think, against other ones or other universities. We also have many external speakers that will come in and teach you about the latest techniques. You can say other universities do that anyway, but we've got a particular pool that we're very interested in, and they will come in and talk to you about the latest developments. The team of people that we have that would be teaching you are international leading in terms of research, and you will meet those people, and they will inform what's going on in the course, and you will meet them as you're going through different modules. Another point that I want to make about this course is that you're allocated a personal tutor, and that personal tutor, for example, me, will look out and look after you throughout your program. Bassett mentioned somebody called Emma Van Harren. That's somebody else that looks after you. And you'll be given a supervisor as well, for example, in the business analytics project. So you have lots of personal support as you're going through the program. So I think that's where the differentiation is in what we're offering at the UEA. Also, we've got a fantastic environment. So Bassett drew your attention to that one. We've got a lovely campus. The students that we have on the campus now love the UEA. They really like the environment. They can travel around to different places because it's not only about the course itself, but also the people you're likely to meet, the environment you're in, the other extracurricular activities that the university puts on for you. There's some great support programs. We've got a fantastic sports park. So yes, there's a great course, and of course, I hope you apply. But you've also got these many other things that the university puts on for our student community. And for example, I know several students on the program at the moment have already travelled up to York. They've gone to Cambridge. They've gone to London. They're organising their own trips. They're going on trips organised by the Students' Union. So they're really into what the UEA has to offer. Okay, so hopefully that kind of answers that question.
Yeah, so there was a question about tuition fees.
Yep, I think the best one about tuition fees, it's you can see the international fee or the home fee on the website. That would be your starting point. Also, you want to communicate with the admissions team. That's also very important because you might be able to apply for different scholarships. And the admissions teams are very much, they're the experts with tuition fees, and they can coordinate with you on an individual basis according to your queries. So it's always better to go through the admissions team for that one.
There's a question about which elective courses do you recommend?
Okay. Yes, because what we call a course, so the business analytics is a course which includes several modules inside it. What I would do, I'll talk about modules first, and then we go on to what you might consider about the course itself. So the modules, it's a fixed program as such, but it depends what you choose for your last 60 credits at the end. So all those modules that you study in the first semester and the second semester, that's a fixed program to prepare you for what you do in your business analytics project. So in your business analytics project, you can choose what you want to do. So you can choose to work with different companies. You can choose to do more of an academic route. You can choose to do more of a career-focused route in those 60 credits. So I think that's what the student might be relating to in terms of electives. So that's in the program itself, and that's built into the course for you. So fixed program to begin with in the first 2 semesters. But then what you do as you're getting towards the 3rd semester, when you're doing your 60 credits, I will work with you to see what is your preference to go through those different 60 credits, which pathway suits you better. Okay.
Yeah, so there is a question for Alice. Do they get a certificate for participating in this? There are questions about whether they will, yeah.
No, not for joining the webinar. This is purely for their information.
Right. Thank you very much. So you do not get a certificate for attending the webinar. It's just for informational purposes. Yeah. Any other questions? I think okay, someone's typing. Yeah.
Amal said,
Daniel
thank you for
Akram
answering
is
the
typing.
questions.
Yeah. Oh. Thank you, Amar Ahmed, for attending. Daniel Akram was typing a question. Okay, he stopped typing. I think we have covered all the questions and provided a lot of information for the participants of this webinar, and hope that if you have further questions, please do not hesitate to write to me or to the Director of Admissions or to my colleague, Emma Van Haren. We are always prepared to answer your questions. You can write to Dr. Adrian Benfeld. He is always ready to answer your questions. And if you write to us, we will get back to you with the needed information to enhance your application process. Yes, over to you, Alice.
I think that's all from us. I'll stop the recording now, but thank you so much for joining, everybody. And
Yes, thank you. Yep.
Yeah, have a great rest of your day.
Yep. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us, everyone. Bye.
Bye.